This YCN segment is brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill on Lake Sunapee in Newberry Harbor.
You're watching the New Hampshire Association of Broadcasters award-winning YCN Game of the Week. Today we are on the campus of the University of New Hampshire for the Boys Division II Championship Showdown between the number 1 Cavaliers of Hollis-Brookline and the number 7 Bobcats of Oyster River. YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist, La Valley Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion, Bubba's Bar and Grill, offering fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizza, entrees, and award-winning seafood chowder. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. Raleigh Lakeside Builders, specializing in custom and waterfront homes, shoreline protection, renovations, and full-scale design. Ramontos in Claremont, always fresh, always delicious. Now hosting YCN Sports Talk the first Wednesday of every month. And Mascoma Savings Bank. With no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in our community.
From Lundholm Gymnasium, the longtime home of the New Hampshire Class I and Division II championships, welcome into Championship Saturday on this St. Patrick's Day. Bob Lippman along with Jeremy Stout as the 7-seeded Oyster River Bobcats take on the top seed, the Hollis-Brookline Cavaliers. Thrilled to have you along with us. These clubs have battled hard to get here, coming up with close games, semifinal wins the other night, Jeremy, for Oyster River. They're the local high school. They didn't have to travel far from down the road here to Lundholm Gym today.
Yeah, this team, obviously a couple upsets in the playoffs so far, a big win in the semifinals, an overtime victory. A couple players to look for in this matchup. First, the sophomore guard, number 12, Joe Morrill. He's going to be the facilitator, the distributor. He's not going to score a lot of points, but he's going to touch the ball every time down the court. And also, the forward junior captain, number 14, Max Lewis. A lot of inside scoring. He hit the game-tying shot in regulation, hit 2 big free throws to seal the game and win it in the semifinals. Those are the 2 players for Oyster River.
It's been a little while since Hollis-Brookline has won a state title. They made a good run last year, lost to Lebanon in the semifinals, and they're back here in the championship game. And a couple of big guys inside are tough to handle.
Yeah, you mentioned that Lebanon team. This was the last team, or Lebanon was the last team to beat Hollis-Brookline. That was a game we saw on YCN up in Lebanon, and a couple players to watch there. 2 guys that are going inside the paint. Number 44, Matthew Dowling. He's a senior forward, and he plays down low. He is a key, as well as number 13, Matthew Simcoe. When these 2 guys are on the court, everything's going inside, everything's in the paint, everything's down low. 2 big guys that will lead Hollis-Brookline tonight.
Be quite a story for Oyster River if they can get a title here today. They won only 2 games a year ago. They're back in the championship game under Coach Lauren Lucas. Cole Etten won a title at Bishop Brady as head coach a couple years ago. He returns to his alma mater and would love to win a title for Hollis-Brookline. The Bobcats and the Cavaliers. It's the championship game on YCN.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer.
Welcome back to Lundholm Gymnasium. Time to get the starting lineups for today's championship game.
At guard for the Bobcats, number 11, Cam Thibodeau. At guard for the Cavaliers, number 4, Grant Snyder. Guard for the Bobcats, number 12, Joseph Morrell. And forward for the Cavaliers, number 13, Matt Simcoe. For the Bobcats, number 13, Kyle Landrigan. From the Cavaliers, number 21, Jonathan Brackett. For the Bobcats, number 14, Max Lewis. For the Cavaliers, number 22, Scott Van Conen. And rounding up our starters at forward for the Bobcats, number 15, Brennan Oxford. And at forward for the Cavaliers, number 44, Matt Dowling. Head coach of the Cavaliers, Cole Letton. Head coach of the Bobcats, Lauren Lucas.
It's the Division II championship game. The top-seeded Cavaliers of Hollis-Brookline, the 7th-seeded Bobcats of Oyster River. Bob Lippman and Jeremy Stout. A terrific crowd has made its way into the University of New Hampshire's Lundholm Gym. It'll be Oyster River in the blue and Hollis-Brookline in the white. The officials for today's game, Peter Burkhardt is going to toss the ball up for you here in just a moment. Pat McCarthy and Kevin Semprini. Teams met once in the regular season. Hollis-Brookline 67, Oyster River 58. HB with the ball, and here we go. Championship at stake. Oyster River comes out, plays man-to-man defense. Inside, Dowling with a right hand, no good, and a rebound for Joe Morrill for OR.
Just as we talked about in the early going, that's what they're going to want to do. Get that ball inside. First shot, inside look. Unfortunately, not the result they wanted, but trust the process.
Free throw line turnaround, falls off. That's Brennan Oxford. Simcoe, who is going to get more than his share of rebounds in the game today, cleans it up for the Cavaliers. We're coached by Cole Letton. A return home for Cole, one of the three Etton brothers who played at Hollis-Brookline. With the right hand of the drive, Brackett with a miss. Brackett gets the rebound and finishes it.
Nice job by Brackett there, sticking with it. Scrappy, getting the rebound and going straight up. You either get the basket or you maybe draw some contact. Got the 2 points there.
Give it a Morrill, a little fadeaway, falls short. To put back by Oxford, no Morrill with the right hand, can't get it to finish.
Lid on the basket on this end. A couple opportunities inside, not able to convert.
You're the lower seed. I think a good start is critical. Oyster River doesn't want to be chasing this club for too long. They want to be able to dictate the pace of the game, which Hollis-Brookline wants to play very, very slow. And some folks asked me about what a number was to shoot for today, and I said maybe 47 or 48. Maybe to win it, and that would be where Hollis-Brookline wants it. Here's Simcoe. Pretty. Gets the little runner to go with his right hand. 4-0 Hollis-Brookline.
As you mentioned, getting to that hot start. See timeout on the floor. I think a player was...
A little blood maybe?
Yeah, it looks like it. He's running to the sideline. He'll come out.
And that was Joe Morrill. And off the bench comes senior Tyler McKenna, number 2. Near side Thibodeau, a long way out. Open look for Oxford, he passed that up. Spin move into the lane, Landrigan inside, no, rebound, Oxford, and finally, one drops for Oyster River, 4-2.
And that hot start is critical. Hollis-Brookline with a big early lead in the semifinal game over Merrimack Valley, which they were never able to overcome.
No good inside for Simcoe, and OR has the board. Right side Thibodeau coming in the lane. And Snyder has it for Hollis, and a foul on Thibodeau for Oyster River. Hollis-Brookline 46, Merrimack Valley 43. As you point out, the Valley was chasing all game there. MV fell behind 14-2. Oyster River here with a 58-57 overtime win over Pembroke. That was a thriller.
Yeah, and getting back to that point, you said, what is the number? I think you're right around that 45. Obviously, in these championship games, some of the nerves could be lower scoring, so maybe it's even a low 40s. And it also depends on the free throw shooting as we see some fouls.
Hollis, no good on the 3, and the rebound comes out near side to Snyder. Hollis did not make a shot that was not in the paint against Merrimack Valley, if you can believe that. 4:45 left in the first. Landrigan into the front court. He's become quite a player for Oyster River. Put some muscle on the frame, developing his skills now as a junior. He's been playing since he was a freshman. On the drive, comes up short. Another rebound for Hollis as Brackett brings it in the front court all the way to the hole. Second field goal for Jonathan Brackett and a 6-2 Cavalier lead.
And a good defensive effort on the other end, staying straight up and down, not getting too aggressive, getting the loose ball, and running that break. And that's going to be the key here. They can get out and play a little fast-paced.
No good with the three. Thibodeau's shot is rebounded by Dowling. Hollis in the front court. Coach Cole Etton calmly just sitting on the bench, looking on. He's inside for Simcoe, trying to fight his way, and a great defense by Oyster River. And they're going to force a tie-up. The arrow will say Bobcat ball. It'll be Oyster River take it 6-2 the score. They fronted Simcoe and forced the turnover.
And that's one of the,
just quick substitution. Scott Van Cronat is out. Tyler McDormand in for HP.
Excuse me, Bob. That is the key. You've got to get in front of Simcoe, because if he gets that ball in the paint and he has position, he's going to, as we've already seen tonight, get it up and in.
Cavaliers in a man-to-man. They've held Oyster River to just one field goal. Reverse layup doesn't go for Max Lewis. Rebound Cavaliers. 3:19 to go in the first. To the right-hand dribble. Brackett looking for another hoop. No good. And that's off Simcoe, the rebounding action.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Mascoma Savings Bank, mutually owned with no shareholders to please. If you want your local game, event, parade, or concert televised into YCN's nearly 300,000 TV households, now on DirecTV and Dish, contact us at info@ycnnow.com for more information.
Oyster River brought the young 10th grader Joe Morrill back into the game after they cleaned up the blood. Is the one with hair in the bun. Free throw, Oxford, no. Free throw line, Oxford, no good. And Hollis showing a pretty good early advantage on the rebounding, 9-5. Simcoe has lost his dribble. Backside, he threw it away, trying to get it to McDormand. So let's take a break. 2:37 to go in the first. Hollis 6, Oyster River 2. This is the Division II championship game.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Harris Family Furniture in Plymouth, Laconia, and Chichester.
Right, latter stages of the first quarter. Morrill to his right as Thibodeau. That's where the pass goes. McDormand will pick him up. And a little push up top. And what are we going to get? Dowling, 44. 21, Jonathan Brackett. Away from the play, and so the Bobcats will bring it. That's the second foul on Hollis, and an interception of the inbound by Tyler McDormand. Brackett around the Simcoe screen, tried to feed it back to Matt inside, kicked off an Oyster River leg.
Well, if you're Oyster River right now, just about 6 minutes into this quarter, only one field goal, but limiting Hollis-Brookline to only 3. It's clearly a nerve situation here in the championship.
Dowling with a miss. Landrigan with a rebound for Oyster River. Oxford on the pass will get fouled by number 4, Grant Snyder. And this will be 2 shots for Oyster River. Oyster River was really good, Jeremy, in the semifinals from the line. 15 of 18.
They're going to look to take advantage of that tonight. They haven't really had much success from the field as we see the first free throw drop. Neither teams, and it's not as if they're turning the ball over a ton. They're getting shots off. It seems like they can't put it through.
Brendan Oxford headed to Wake Forest on a baseball scholarship. 1 of 2. He did have 2 of the Oyster River misses the other night. 6-3 game. McDormand for the Cavaliers front court. Brackett comes right side over to Snyder on the drive with the left hand. It came up short. Rebound winds up back in Snyder's hands and he gets fouled. We'll get to the line. Foul to Thibodeau. And that's his second foul.
Stay tuned at the end of our telecast for the H.R. Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game. We will choose the team member that had the greatest impact.
One more for sophomore Grant Snyder. It's the only non-senior in the starting lineup for Coach Etten. Conley hits both for an 8-3 lead. Morrill for OR. They brought Tyler McKenna back into the game with a second foul to Thibodeau late here in the quarter. We approach a minute and a half to go. Morrill and Oxford playing catch. Morrill stops, pops, falls out. Rebound Hollis-Brookline, and it's Brackett across the timeline. Sets it up with McDormand on the right. He's back over to Snyder. Simcoe. And a little trouble with a dribble there. And gives the basketball up. Turnover.
Great defense there by Oyster River. They had 3 guys collapse on Simcoe inside.
Oxford missed a pretty easy one inside. Under a minute now, first quarter. Division II championship game. 8-3 lead for Hollis. Right side Brackett, he's had the big quarter, no good there. Backside rebound is no good. With the left hand short for Snyder and out of bounds. Actually, we're gonna have a foul here on the Cavaliers. In the battle for the rebounding action, it goes against Grant Snyder, and now he has 2 fouls and will come out. Scott Van Connett back into the ball game for Coach Etten.
Yeah, you watch this Oyster River defense, and they clearly have a plan when the ball gets down low. They have collapsing. There's 3 blue shirts on the ball carrier, and another one's coming in to rebound. They have to defend inside and have to rebound.
Landrigan gives inside McKenna on the drive. No, Morrill can't put it back. OR's had some second chance opportunities, but they've not finished.
Yeah, that's for sure. And Morrill was looking at the ref, wanted some contact. They're going to let him play. Every call, you can call something, but they're going to let him play today.
Final 6 seconds. Into the lane, McDormand. No. Rebound. Can you get the shot off? No. And that'll do it for quarter number 1 in the D2 title game. Hollis 8, Oyster River 3 on YCN.